Adab, good afternoon. Yesterday, when the session started in the inaugural session, I was very disappointed to see that there were all men there. It was an opening session, and I complained a bit. But today, I'm delighted that we had the closing session, and it is all women. So after all, women have the last word, okay? So that's, I think, what VC Saab had thought from the beginning. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you to be waiting around to listen to us. I'll try to keep it very short and brief. I want to thank my panelists here, all the achievers. Congratulations for being such wonderful women and for being so successful. But it is the women out there who's on the other side of this dais who I think are the true achievers in many ways. You were my teachers, several of you. You were the ones who led us and made us who we are. I know many of my batchmates, my classmates are here. They are professors now here. They haven't left the place. They continue to work with the new generation of women achievers that are to come and responsibly carrying out the duty, dedicating time, effort, energy, their life. You are the true achievers for Aligarh. Thank you very much. If I was going to, I thought, you see, before I came here, I said, should I go? I don't want to come here and talk about my achievement. It is a tiny little CV in the world of big things that are happening out there. I came here basically because it's the bicentennial of Sir Syed Ahmed Khan, to whom we owe an incredible gratitude, a great debt that none of us can ever repay. I came here basically to say, thank you, Sir Syed, for giving us this institution, for giving us this education, for making us who we have become. I will just very briefly tell you my stuff, and then I'll tell you how this empowers all of us, okay? It's not just women, but all of us. And I thought about it. I said, if Sir Syed was going to sit here today, what is the question he would ask me? He said, I have listened enough to you. Tell me what you will do. Okay? That is, I think, what you would say. Enough of words, show me in actions what you are going to do. It was this education that I got here from 1980 to 1986 that took me to the United States. That was a degree education as far as the degree that I could carry across that went to the US. But it was an education of a different kind that I got here that has made me who I have become as a professor, and so much so that a historian can be the first holder of a distinguished professorship in peace studies, and a Muslim woman at that, in the United States of America. Okay? This is what I learned here, and what I learned here is collectivity. Being connected to one another, creating collectives, creating an us. And that had happened in Abdullah Hall for me. Naima Pai is here, she was my senior. And that is that love of that place, and I'm certain all the residents who have lived in different halls, men and women, have experienced the same thing. A deep sense of friendship, a deep sense of community. This community is what I took as knowledge when I went to the US. And I suddenly became a professor after finishing my degree, my MA and PhD in the United States. I became a professor of South Asia. Suddenly I realized I'm actually not trained in South Asia. I'm trained in Indian history. South Asia is more than India. How do I now work on India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, and the neighboring countries? It was what I learned here. The idea of making connections, exchanges, sharing, building bond. And building bond in a way that it is not connected to some states and some big politicians and some big guys and some important women out there. It is people like you and me that have to cross borders and boundaries, make friendships with others, hold them within the embrace of this relationship called humanity, and bond together to move forward. It was the kind of books that I started to writing about history from that point of view, in which I tried to bring India, Pakistan, Bangladesh together, that attracted the attention of Arizona State University's president, and he requested me if I will come to Arizona as the first peace professor. So you can understand this is what I learned in Aligarh. It was not from a book that I learned. It is in living in Abdullah Hall that I learned that you live with others. And this concept of living with others is what I took to my research, my books, and my way of living my life, and as far as being a South Asian professor. All of you can do something like this. I want to tell all the particularly female students here, This education is tremendous. This education is not simply an exam that you take. This education is not simply a degree, it is a life journey. And what you learn here in the classroom, outside the classroom, in the halls, in multiple social spaces, in the public sphere that you have here, keep that in mind. Take it with you wherever you go, and you will find that you will learn something and be able to give to the world something quite unique that they had really not thought about. It was germinated here in AMU because Sir Syed thought about it, that this is the place from where knowledge will move in directions that will take the darkness out of the world and create enlightenment, right? I was reading the last word of Sir Syed this morning at 4 o'clock when I went to walk because I could not sleep. And I read this last word of Sir Syed right there. It's a beautiful plaque out there that says, my children, I have gone through this, all these problems, but remember you have now knowledge. Knowledge is the vision that will create light in the rest of the world and remove the darkness. So we are all part of the journey. We are all achievers and will always be achievers because we are students of AMU, men and women. Do remember that. Take it, use it, and reach out to the rest of the world. Don't remain confined here. As I said in the previous panel, I'm there, reach out to me, and I will be there for you whenever you need my help, because this is what I learned. Thank you very much for giving this opportunity.